Hi, are you struggling with your students completing your courses? Well, in this lesson, we're learning all about progress indicators. So that way you can keep your students motivated, you can gamify your online courses, and get more students to complete more of your online courses. Hi, I'm Angel from RT Course Experts, and we help creative online course teachers with their tech. In this lesson, we're learning all about online course progress indicators. We're going to learn what are they, why use them, how to use them, how to use them for students, how to use them for teachers. Then we're going to go over an example, and finally, we'll summarize all our top tips. First of all, what is a progress indicator? Well, it's a visual indicator to show students exactly where they are and where they need to be to get to the finish line. So it's how many more steps. It's usually an icon or a number or a little graph or a little animation or something that lets them know how far before they get to the finish line. So why would you use a progress indicator? Well, it helps students stay motivated by showing them where they are and how many more steps to get to the finish line. So think of it as students make progress, they see the progress indicator moving forward little by little, right? Lesson by lesson, module by module, to just keep encouraging them until they get that course finished. Let's dive into the how-to guide. First, it helps to visualize student goals so they see where they are and how many more steps it takes to get to the end of the course. Next, from a student's point of view, when you have these progress bars or these levels, it gamifies everything. It's like finishing game levels. So you encourage them to get to the next ticker, get to the next level, see that progress bar move up all the way to the end, right? That's very encouraging for students taking a course, especially if you distribute your modules and you break up your lessons into bite size, 5 minutes here, 15 minutes there, so that they can make progress. Next, that progress bar or whatever indicator you're going to use is going to be updated after every single lesson. So it gets updated. And by the way, you can include sound effects with that. It could have an animation that it pops up or bubbles up. So just to let them know, like it's almost like an achievement. They've just gotten to the next level. Let them know, let them feel good. Maybe they'll take a walk and they'll take another lesson. So just really great there. You can also use the progress status to send emails. So maybe students know that they're at 60%. So you can send them a different reminder potentially that, hey, you're almost there. Or, hey, I see you haven't started taking the course. Is everything okay? I see, you were struggling, whatever. So you can use the progress to connect either automated or manual emails to your students. You can also use the progress status to encourage students to ask questions when they're stuck. So if they're not making progress, they can reach out to you with a direct message on the community, in the chat room, email, etc. So basically, you're seeing progress, and you as the teacher, if you're not seeing progress, you can poke them, or you could let them know ahead, hey, at any point, if you're seeing you're not making progress, reach out to us. So that way, they're keeping track of their progress. They're seeing how fast they're moving at their speed. It could be a self-paced course, but that's okay. So nevertheless, they should be making progress even at their own pace. The progress can also be used to compare with other classmates. So again, it's a little bit of gamifying, but if it's a cohort group or if it's a course where there's a handful of people and they're at the same time taking the course and most are at 25%, but one or two at 5%, you can use that to track, is the content maybe too hard for them? All these kinds of things. You can make adjustments. The students can make adjustments and they can put in more time. They can read the extra resources. They can go back to a prior module. But the point is that the students can use this as a self-assessment to see where their progress is, especially if they know that most of their classmates are in this range of the course. And finally, students can accelerate near the end. So if they know they're at 85%, that's going to really encourage them to go ahead and do one more module or one more lesson to just go ahead and move forward. So progress is really great in the beginning. In the middle, you can poke them as they're just by taking bites out of the overall course. And at the end, the progress indicators usually help accelerate students. Now, from the teacher's point of view, there's a couple of benefits of having progress indicators in your theme, in your structure, in your layout. So first of all, it adds interactivity for engagement, right? It's there. They can click on it, maybe they open it, maybe they see it as they're going through courses, or every time they're out of the course part and they go back to the navigation part where they see the curriculum, they can see the progress there. And you can have different kinds of progress bars. So during the course, you might have a smaller, little, almost like a fuel gauge in a car. But when you're outside of taking a lesson and you're browsing the curriculum, there you can have kind of a bigger progress bar that shows across all the lessons, all the modules, where they are in the whole with respect to the course. Another thing that teachers benefit from is just knowing that students have started. They've taken their first lesson, they've logged in. So that's useful for teachers. Maybe they forgot maybe a student forgot their password, maybe they need tech support, maybe they don't even know where to start. So just tracking that students have started, they're not at 0% anymore. That's really useful for you as a creative course teacher or or coach with a program. And then later you're going to find out where students get stuck. So if you see that they were previously at 5%, 10%, 15, but then maybe most students, for whatever reason in this particular, maybe it's a new course, maybe most students are getting stuck at 60%. So you're going to know that, and then you can then you can make changes as an online course teacher. Something's going on with that material or interest level or something. So as a teacher, you're going to be able to identify weak content and resources. So maybe it just got too hard, or maybe they got lost, or maybe the use of words, or maybe you needed more demonstrations instead of slides. All this sort of stuff you as a teacher can analyze once you're seeing where your students, the rate that they're moving through, as well as where they're maybe falling off and getting stuck. Now, as a teacher, you can also celebrate your students, right? Even if it's a small accomplishment like, wow, you finished module 1 already, or congratulations on finishing this online course. I just wanted to send you a message. It could be a video, it could be a text message, a chat message, a discussion board, however you want to celebrate, but watching their progress and getting those alerts could be very helpful for you as a teacher. And then you can also follow up with students on what's next. Some teachers like to use status to open up new modules or lessons or courses in a multi-course program. So if you know that they've reached a certain level, that might open up a new course. Maybe it's a drip course, or maybe at the end you give them this bonus module. However you want to structure it. But the point is, you can use the progress indicators to do all sorts of interesting manual or automatic things to reveal and to keep your students moving through your program. Finally, all these things together, these progress indicators for the students, their motivation, and you tracking the progress of your students will help more students get to the end of your courses. And when they get to the end of their courses, they're going to get more results. They're going to give you better ratings. When they get to the end of the course, you can give them an upsell. You can introduce them to the next level, the next program. Maybe there's a community. But if you're not getting your students to finish your courses, then you're not able to keep selling to them different services. So the progress bars, the progress indicators, the progress circles, whatever it is, they're going to really help your students stay engaged, keep them motivated, gamify the whole thing so that they can keep taking next steps until they complete the course and then they achieve their dreams. Now let's check out some different examples of progress indicators. So basically, you have some course, you have a bunch of creative students there, they're taking their course, you have a theme or a layout, and here are some different options depending on your LMS and your configuration. It could be Kajabi, Teachable, Thinkific, Podia. And here are some different ways that you can motivate your creative students with progress indicators. And remember, every theme is going to be specific to your project, or you might inherit a default theme, or you might really configure a very specific progress bar, or you might configure a very specific progress indicator based on your LMS, whether it's LearnDash or Moodle or Thinkific, Teachable, Kajabi, Podia, UpCoach, all these different programs. So you're going to have different kinds of themes, and each of those LMSs has different kinds of configuration as you configure not only the curriculum view, but also the lesson view. So you might have different options, but just want you to think about, so you've learned about the different benefits of a progress bar. So let me just kind of expand your mind with some specific implementations. So you can have a traditional progress bar. So this is what you see like when you're loading something, where there's like almost a thermometer, and it's a horizontal thing, and it's going from left to right. And as you're making progress, you're seeing that bar move from not filled in to completely filled in. And by the way, some progress bars could have little tickers. Maybe the tickers are based on the modules, not the lessons. So instead of just having this empty thermometer, you can have the little tickers there that show as you're making it through module 1, module 2, module 3, etc. You can also have a progress bar that's made up of stars, almost like a review. So you have these 5 empty stars, and little by little, as you're getting through, you can have 1 star, 2.5 stars, 3 stars, and you're making it all the way through. I don't like to mix the metaphor of stars with progress, but just like in school where you might get a star for completing something, there is that angle as well. But nevertheless, you could do a progress bar with stars, and you're showing, maybe you have 10 stars and you're going from 0 to 10. So there's different options there. Another type of progress bar is showing a set of milestones. So you imagine these 5 circles that are interconnected, and it's almost like a road trip. So you're at the beginning, and every time you get to that next landmark, that next milestone, you get a check. So over time, you'll see your little map with the 5 steps checked off until you make it all the way through. So that's another option. But any of these are great to just see the steps. I prefer to see markers, little steps with tickers, instead of just the fluid 0 to 100%. I like to see those almost, again, like a game. So you're getting to level 1, level 2, level 3, and that that level 10 is the last level and you're trying to get there. In addition to the traditional progress bars that are really, horizontal, there's some progress circle animations that you might see or you might have access to. Some of them might blink and as they go all around in a circle. You maybe have seen some of these when pages are loading. So you can have that. Or maybe you have a progress bar that loops around, so that you finish a circle, right? So it's almost like a clock. So where are you? Are you 1 out of 5, 2 out of 5, 3 out of 5? So the progress bar could help you there. And finally, you could use a pie graph type progress circle. So you're simply showing where in the beginning you have 100% to do, and little by little that pie graph is updating. It only has 2 parts, the part that's done and the part that's to do. And you can use different animations to show those different steps. You can also have tickers, but even something like that helps you get going, helps keep students motivated. And again, you can also probably style your various progress bars and progress circles with the appropriate colors. Some of it might be based on your theme and your logo and your branding, or some of it could be just traditional psychology, green, yellow, red, gold, things like that. So if you want to level up, try a small step like adding progress indicators to your online courses. It could be in the curriculum view, or it could be in the lesson view, or after every lesson. However, if your system has it, turn it on so that you can see it. It really is going to help students stay motivated and complete more courses. So let's summarize. Here are the top things you need to know about progress indicators. There's some sort of visual status where you are in your online course, right? Are you at 0%, 25, 50, 75, 100. It motivates students, it gamifies it, and it encourages students to take those steps and keep going. It has great motivation in the beginning, especially at the end when they're almost done. And finally, from the teacher's point of view, it gives you all sorts of good information so that you can tweak your course. And also at the different milestones, you can interact with students to celebrate them, to help them, and to keep them going to maybe other programs. So now you're a lot smarter on progress indicators for your online courses. To learn more, check out the info and links in the notes. If you're loving this stuff, subscribe to keep leveling up your creative business. And if you need any tech help with your courses, community, or teacher website, visit www.artsycourseexperts.com. Thanks for hanging out. Let's stay in touch.